see we're getting started early today. Alright, let me get my social media going. Oh, I forgot to fix my V2 or PNG tuber model. I also need to restart it because it was being weird earlier. Why? Huzzah! I do like being praised. That is a thing I like. There we go. There's my little self hiding in the corner, and I just can't stop playing this vampire game that's gay and it's really fun. Yeah, I don't know where that was going with that one either. I want to try to, let's see, what year I'm in. I'm in the present. I think that means I can go. I want to try to make a run at getting the stealth blades because I've heard they're real good. Be happy. I will probably not be doing that, but if you keep an eye out, there's usually an invite to the Discord server. Also, you can use the follow feature on Twitch to catch my next stream. But I do not take random friend requests. Thank you. Hold up, I thought there was a... Where was that point? Was it over this way? Because I'm looking for another one of those rune blade guys, because they drop it. And I want to give those a shot. Yeah, it was over here, I think. No? Is it in the ah, there he is. Oh, that was really good. That is not the weapon I was hoping for. No worries. Do what you gotta do, homie. There will be stream when you return. Or can, you know, comment again. Oh, the range on the rainbow shot is a little low sometimes, but worth it for how good it is. At least these guys drop things really consistently. So, like, they are pretty farmable. Oh, I kind of wonder, because now I should be able to go through the castle, right? It's open. I should do that? Or wait, no, this isn't the castle. This is the... Oh, I think that's, Xenon's deal. I gotta go there in the past. Hang on. Secrets? Lone wolf. Oh, interesting. Can forego having a partner at all and drastically lower your burden. Interesting. I really got to get some kind of like posture corrector thing. Ooh, is a reason to explore this area. Higher drop rate. Oh, that's really helpful. Also, I just noticed that's Gobbo's pathos. Huh. I didn't know humans could leave behind such a thing. Can I not get down and around here? Huh. Wonder if the door maybe opens up in a different era. Well, hopefully we have a better time farming for those blades now. Wait, what? There is the next one over. Yeah, good catch, Seraph. I wasn't sure if that one was legit or not, but weird vibes. Also, wait, am I not getting chat messages? Hold up, let me refresh. One of these days I will get a second monitor. Ah! Yeah, if they were created 8 minutes ago, they definitely couldn't have gotten the vibes of my stream. Where's the... thought there was another rune guy that was like over here. Oh, there he is. Yeah, I appreciate you, Sarah, because, like, that is one of those things that's kind of hard for me to do while I'm playing. Is to quickly ban or delete. It's like fine when I'm playing certain types of games, but when I've been playing so many action RPGs lately, I very much appreciate you. Gotta keep them appreciated. That's nothing. I don't know where that one came from. Hey, what's up, buddy? I appreciate you. Oh, where's the enemy at? What? Seriously? Give me your swords. Give unto me your swords. Give unto me your swords. I feel like the axe should have more stunning power, like, you know? Jiminy Christmas, these guys do not want to drop their weapons. I got drop rate up and everything. Oh wait, I should be leveling up with blood code while I'm doing this. Where's Valentin's? Jin's Jadwiga. Oh, we could level up Jadwiga.
警戒を続けましょう。
I did see that I am now locked out of at least 2 out of 3 blood codes until New Game Plus. And I could have done something in a different order and gotten them. That's fine. Just looking down there, because there was big enemies down there, now they're not. And I'm kind of curious what era it was that had the big enemies. Oh. Ba 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 da ba da ba da. At least there's like 2 of these enemies pretty close to respawn point. Hey Sprite Dragon, this game's pretty good. I like it a lot. I feel like if you enjoyed the first Code Vein, you will probably have a good time with it. If you don't like a little bit of jank, then you might not like it. Because I think it's pretty fun, but it's a jank game. And I love that it's a jank game. How did that shot from downtown get me? Also, the enemies can be a little bit obnoxious. They love knocking you out of the air. We're doing that. God, I'm still not getting the weapon. He is a little annoying. So we've got drop rate up, so we should be getting it, unless these guys just have a higher chance of dropping other stuff. Aw, dang it. Aw, dang it. Let's go gambling. Aw, dang it. I will say, a lot of people have had performance issues in this game. And, oh, one sec, sorry, I got distracted by a thing. I noticed that swapping over to the preset M or Model M or whatever you call it on NVIDIA and forcing DLSS into that really helped my performance out quite a bit. So if you do check it out, keep that in the back of your mind if you have an NVIDIA card. I have a 4060 Ti, I think. I checked it out in a minute and I'm bad at remembering things. I should really like get my PC specs like in my bio or something, or have that as a quick reference. I hate how vulnerable you can be during Falling Sun. Hey, Stealth Blades! That's what we wanted. Let's check them out. So they are pure willpower. Really high willpower drain, but other than that, not bad. Alright, let's see. So that was Jadwiga. Where is... I always work on Valentin. There we go. Oh, and that's just enough for that. Okay. Ooh, okay. So I got the big slide. There's that attack. I kind of... That's not bad. Ooh, that's a cool attack. What does Dark Shout do? Here, I'll check in the... Check over here. I did find out that maxing out affinity with characters does give you their weapons. And it's a little bit obnoxious compared to how it was in some of the previous games, but... Dark Shout. Oh! Buffs up your magic. Okay. I think I like the weapon I'm using, but I did want to get that. Just to have it. Yeah, I'm genuinely curious what's up with Jedwiga and Xenon. Okay, I kind of want to check out. Let's head down in the basin to see what we can find. There's a thing down here that I'd like to explore. Hi, Quant. The sun has risen on another beautiful day, and it's time to force femme Quant. I'm kidding. It's got to be willing femme. Mostly. Oh, I can just sneak back in here. Naru Hotel. Buddy, you are like glowing. I thought you might be bugged for a second, but I guess you're some kind of ghost enemy type. Thank you, Sarah. You know. Sometimes the cis guys in our life need just a little bit of encouragement to try out. I need to find the, like, you know, you will surely not regret doing X or Y thing meme format and work that into get your cis guy pals to try estrogen. They will surely not regret trying estrogen for 3 to 5 months. There's a bunch of enemies fighting down there. There's a ladder we're gonna lower down later on. I'm in a pretty good mood today. His wife bought me like 20 pieces of salmon sushi when we went grocery shopping earlier. Because she spoils me. Ooh, dodge spin sounds cool. Oh. Wait, does that still use an I-core? Yeah, it still uses I-core to dodge. I should try out the dodge defensives, though. No, that ups my drain by a lot. I love Twitch chat on the app and how consistently it stays connected to my chat. I'll look down and see there's no messages for me, but little do I know they've been very chatty. Kinda drives me a little bit batty. Well, you know, they're only a small, humble indie company of like $60 trillion or whatever. Thanks. I don't know, I'm kind of sing-songy with it tonight. Did I see anything down here? I did. You. I will say, I promise not to stream as long tonight. I will get good rest. But I do want to do, like, at least 3 hours, I think. Maybe as a little treat. I guess. Yeah. What the hell? I blocked that. Sees you. See, I'm kind of the opinion. I actually don't know where I stand on Xenon Jadwiga, because I do want to believe that he's like not fibbing when he says, you know, that his wife died and he's very sad about it. Where do I get that spell from? love the axe. Either when I'm using it or when Lou uses it. Son of a gun! It's still not staying connected to chat. What the hell? Hold on, let me swap Wi-Fi networks. Oh, it connected to the 2.4G instead of the 5G. I had done it. Though it's... My phone is like literally within a meter of my router. It's kind of stupid. Super burden us. This one will work though. We could work on the Holly one. Hey Chandra. Oh wait, that's where you kick down the ladder. Oops.
これで行き来が楽になりますね。
Anime thriller stuff, huh? God, I'm not as looped into most anime stuff that's airing right now, but like, I swear I've watched something in that vein recently. I mean, G-Witch is an eternal, like, just go watch G-Witch, but I don't know that that's really a thriller territory. Oh, dual blade user is mean. What? What does that even mean? I literally just walked through the door, my dude. Switching targets on me. Yeah, I guess, but oh, Kakaguri? I know I don't say that right, by the way. I know my pronunciation's ass. What? I'm sorry, what? Chandra, I'm 35. What do you mean, younger? I'm 35 years old. but like... Oh, there we go. Okay, now I can focus on this guy. Satellite saucer. Ooh. That sounds kind of cool. Welcome back, homie. Chandra, don't remind me of the passage of linear time. That's fucked up. Messed up. Evil styles, actually. Hang on. I'm looking over here. Is that... Oh, is that the prison? Where'd you go? No, we haven't solved the wife guy's issues yet. I've been doing random wandering around stuff for a little bit. Just trying to kind of explore the map a little. Also leveling up some of my blood codes. Yep. How are we doing on blood code? Yeah, we're halfway there. Whoa, we're halfway there. Whoa. Giving enemies a scare. Oh, no, that's nothing. Why not? Why are you not praying to your dragon goddess? It's fucked up. We're gonna have a talk about this at your next employee review, Sarah. Wait, can I not just go out here? What? Door just not open? Or did I miss an exploration thing? No, I went all the way up and around and whatnot. Huh. What? Where'd you come from? Wait. Oh, I just glanced down. My bad. I'm very alert and aware at all times. Okay, so there's the hidden lab. I gotta do that in the
いい
past.
天気になりましたね。
Oh, we should team up with Valentin. Go do his request, which I think is in the corroded scar. Yeah, it's down there. Well, wait. I'm in the current. I gotta go to the past. Well, the problem is that Twitch also often assigns you to the same color. And so sometimes if I'm not paying too close attention, I'll mix it up. Yeah, right now you guys are two different colors, but sometimes is the same.
時間移動。
Okay. Change partner. Valentin, so we can start working up the affinity.
もしかするとこれから激怒。私は君という友人を失いたくないんだ。できるこの力が。次の時空。
Okay. Up out of here.
調べてみようか。いらっしゃい。
No, I need a little bit more to upgrade. Hey, fully upgraded forma though.
Mata kiten. 派手に使ったね。穏やかな時間だね。
Let's see. I want to get over there. Housed.
君は何に興味を持つのかな。
Yep. I don't think Valentin's supposed to be sitting in that position on the Modi cycle. Bike motor.
Ano teki, iya na気配だ。迂回するかね。大丈夫かい？
Wait, what? Also, why am I draining? Oh, there's a thing down there, no wonder. Because I'm leveling blood codes. Can you stop shooting me, machine? I don't want to fight you. Alone, trying to head to AutoZone. Then maybe I'll have a scone. Ow. Uh-oh.
敵の術式を止めるんだ。
Well, that was close to... Oh, no. Oh, you can fall kind of far in this game without dying. No idea where I am. Okay. Remember this area.
すまない。酔ってしまいそうだ。
At least he's sitting properly now. Alley-oop. Uh-oh. I don't think I'm supposed to go in the great corroded sea down there. Uh-oh. Well,
ところで
I didn't have much on me. Okay, how am I supposed to get down there?
気分はどうだい?
Down to this area is where I'm trying to get. Oh, I gotta pop out over here. Okay. Nickelodeon slime time for having fun with slime. Do I go this way? Do I do? Okay, is it going down here?
行ける場所が増えるのは嬉しいね。
Yeah, I think this is where I want to go. Are we doing Sesame Street, Seraph? The word of today is revenant. Revenant. An undead vampiric-like entity who is immortal, but will sometimes frenzy and try to drink your blood. Revenant. No, sliming was usually just like game show type stuff, I suppose. Mean to me, homie. Well, him just sounds wrong. That can't be right, Sarah. Oh, hello.
なんじゃお前辺境生きるもんか。ちょうどいいこの谷のベタベタした化け物を倒してこい。何をボサッとしとるん。早くベタベタの化け物を倒してこい。聞いとるのかこの辺りのめんどくせい。わしはここらの山からヘイズを生成する研究をしとる。手伝ってくれと言っとるんじゃ。よしこの辺りの早く行け。
Okay.
待っとったぞ。おおこれじゃこれじゃよくやってくれたな。こいつでヘイズを生成できるはずじゃ。うまくいったら分け前をやろう。わしは
What an incredible random NPC. Sometimes you just find these random quests while wandering around, I suppose.
理想的な。苦手だな。
Yeah, I don't check people's pronouns on Twitch. That's like extra effort and stuff that I don't have energy for most of the time.
この谷の山は強力だ。慎重にね。
Also, you know, you just kind of default to she/her. You catch a lot of eggs that way. Oh, that was rude.
この山に近づか大丈夫か？
Their pronouns are she, her.
今ので最後だったようだ。
Where is... Step over that way. Yeah, that makes sense. It's so green. It's like so green. Why are you so green? Hi, my name is Green. Tell us you're green. You're the greenest person ever. That video is so dumb, but it gets stuck in my head. My name is Green. Combat music suddenly stops. Okay, that tracking on some of their attacks is a little gnarly. Oh, I didn't even see what that was. Conservation. Huh. Let's never be creative again. I had to sneeze. Also, like, my headset's like weirdly digging into my head in a weird way that I can't seem to get it to stop doing. I have no way to link it to you, Chandra. It just pops up on social media from time to time, and it's just like, it's like a kid at like some kind of like, it's not American Idol, but it's like one of the talent show spin-off ones, right? Yeah, if you can find it. But it's like all green filtered, and it's a kid being like, "Hi, my name is Green." They're like, "You're so green. Tell us you're green." It's insanely dumb. And it's just a random video that's been going around recently. It's not great generational wisdom or anything like that. It's just, why are you so green? Tell us you're green.
行こうか。今回も十分警戒してくれ。
I mean, it is. It's just dumb. It's funny because it's short and it's very silly. Queen of the Rift. Hello? Oh, is that what's your face? Is that Imogen? What? What is this boss design? Well, the gears. I mean, I came to this area way later than I should have. This is a region that I was supposed to have done before the forest.
お疲れ様。今回手に入れた本に回収できたね。面白そうなものがあったら教えてくれ。
Yeah. Okay, well, while I'm over here, I want to dash over and see if I can't get that region-wide buff. It's a little rough when you're chasing that region-wide buff. And pick you up by the scruff of your neck. Give you a little shake. A little shake you bake. I have no idea what the hell I'm saying. Ah, there it is. Okay, now we can go. Back to here to talk to Valentin. Oh?
調子は良さそうだね。この本にも消し去られた時代について記してあるはずだ。読んでみよう。強大なリンネ種との戦闘の果てに始祖イドリスが敗走し、力ある吸血鬼たちは死亡。 吸血鬼社会の支柱たる者たちが失われたことで世界は安定を失い混沌とした時代が続いたか。これだけ各地に時空の狭間が残っているということは、イドリスの戦いは幾度となく繰り返されたということだ。未来のために過去へ飛び、悲しみとともにその歴史を終わらせる。イドリスはどんな気持ちだったんだろうね。ああ、計り知れないほどにね。もし同じ立場だったら私は耐えられるか自信がない。消えてしまったあまたの歴史の上に今が成り立っている。だからこそ守っていかなければいけないね。目的の時空の狭間は閉じることができた。これで当面は問題ないはずだ。しかししばらく君と過ごす時間がなくなってしまうね。それが残念だよ。ああ、それは実に魅力的な提案だね。なんなら仕事をサボって抜け出してしまおうか。怒られてしまうかもしれないが、君と一緒ならそれも楽しめそうだ。これまでイドリスが否定してきた歴史を見てきたが、私もいろいろと思うことがあった。一つ、この場で君に約束しよう。私がこの世界を変えてみせる。犠牲の上に成り立つ時代を終わらせ、人が人として生きていける時代を必ず切り開く。そしていつか私の築いた未来で幸せに生きてくれ。必ず約束を守るよ。ありがとう。こういうものには目がなくてね。ありがたく受け取るよ。こういうものには目が。
How many points do I need to get from you to get your weapon? Do you smoke?
ありがとう。大切。ありがとう。君が作ってくれたのかい？こういうものも嫌いではないんだが、一部の添加物に酔ってしまうみたいでね。食べないようにしているんだ。
Does not have the same taste as Jadwiga. Okay.
君が作ってくれたの。
Likes military rations though.
君が作ってくれたのかい？君が作って。必ず約束を。
How do I see where I'm at
いつでも。
affection wise? Well, let's talk to Jadwiga.
Nanda. 店にもか。
Maybe I gotta go do so in the present. Okay. Where have I not explored much? Done that area. There's still this little bit over here. I should really go grab that.
楽しみだよ。これはいい気分だね。
Aha!
自生しているものは珍しいんだ。蜜を採取していこう。
Oh, so I was gonna say earlier, there's apparently 3 blood codes that I'm just kind of locked out of getting now. Because what you're supposed to do is, if you want to get everything in the first run, you don't know to wait until New Game Plus, is you're supposed to wait, get near the end of the game with the not repairing any of the bonds, and then repair the bonds after the heroes all give you their final corrupted blood codes. Because they've got ones for when they're like, you know, the bad end routes versus the good end routes. And so there's one for Holly, Lyle, and Jose. If you're wanting to be a collectivist about it. Collectivist? Collector.
君がいれば有意義な時間にできそうだ。
Yeah. Well, you can then still do the good routes. Is the thing. Like, nothing stop. Yeah, completionist is the word I was looking for. You can still do the good routes right after they give you the blood codes. You can then turn around and repair their bonds. Like, nothing stops you from doing that. This area feels like it should have something in it.
君は何に興味を持つのかな。こういう旅も悪くないね。
Like, I feel like something in those buildings should be traversable, right? Oh, hello. That just takes me underwater. Maybe there is nothing down there. I feel like there might be something on the other side, though. But yeah, if you do stuff in the open world with various companions, that raises their affection as well, and you can only get so much affection from giving gifts now. Apparently. Ooh, hello. Yeah, that looks promising. Y'all are silly. God. Here, what's this? Energy cleave. Can't cleave the sheave. Interesting. Hup. And hup. Okay, so there was something in there. It was just fairly minor. Have I procrastinated enough? It's really tough to see what's going on. I feel like there was more stuff down around this area. I'll go back there for just a sec. Oh, I can just motorcycle through it. Hell yeah. Good old Modi cycle. Okay, buddy, do you ever want to stop swinging? Jiminy Christmas. Okay, I think this is getting me closer to the golden nectar I was looking for. Yeah, it's over this way. gotta be over here. There we go.
自生しているものは珍しいんだ。蜜を採
Also,
取していこう。
apologies if I'm not super talkative tonight. I'm trying to spare my voice a little bit. Because somebody decided to stream for 7 hours last night. Which is a reasonable amount of time to stream for. And it was very smart of her. And definitely a thing she should do again. Probably. Certainly will not regret 7 hours of streaming.
どうやら危険な
This
場
just
所の
takes
よ
me
うだ。
back into the limestone cave, which is not... Oh, maybe it is. Okay. Yeah, I never fully explored the cave.
大丈夫。
Wow.
理想的だ。おい。
Oh, by the way, random bit of news. Did you all hear that NetEase is pulling entirely out of the AI game and is going to forbid the use of AI in any of their studios? Because that's kind of huge. Oh, hey, Doc. Sorry, catching up on chat. Well, importantly for you, Chandra, Where Winds Meet is NetEase published. Hey, Raven. But yeah, like, NetEase is fucking huge. It's like them and Tencent are some of the biggest publishers out there.
大丈夫かい？
Also, I don't know if you saw or not, but Where Winds Meet announced that, like, they're going to be doing a much better job on the localization front with the new region coming, and they're going to redo the localization in the starter regions. Yeah, because I love that game, and I want the Gen AI shit out of it so I can get more people to play it, right? Like, I don't think the Gen AI shit, like, matters in any way. It's not relevant to the game. It's just there to be bad. And it drags down an otherwise really good game.
すまない。すぐ行く。
Yeah, no, it's huge. Like, I knew AI was gonna, like, the Gen AI shit was gonna fall apart soon. I just didn't think this soon, right? I thought maybe another year in it. But I think we're already seeing the beginning of the end. Raven, you're quite silly. Did you know that? Yeah, I think summer is kind of likely. Like, the thing is I knew it was gonna fall apart, and that's kind of where they've been panicking as much as they have been, because basically they had to start making money now. They were in an Ashes of Creation kind of situation. Huh, that had a fun little ring to it. Ashes of Creation kind of situation. Well, like, they were pushing so hard, and then also, like, it wasn't making any money. Like it's been just burning money like it's going out of style. It's burning through money, it's burning through infrastructure. Apparently venture capital as a whole is starting to, like, fall apart because they put so much money into it and they're not getting any returns. Like, it's just hemorrhaging money so much. It's kind of nuts. let's see what's at the end of this area. Well, the thing is, they've had to like pull it out of. They're like having to pull it out now of Windows 11 shit because nobody likes it. It's causing active security risk, and yeah, they're kind of realizing that if they don't stop now, they're done. Ooh, Gaia Impact. Oh, it's a hammer move. Hammer. Hamburger.
新しい発見はあるだろうか。
I mean, I'm on Win 10 still, and it's fine. And like, there are arguments to swap to Linux, and I probably will eventually swap there. But gaming is not there yet. It's getting closer, and it's probably going to get there faster now that Valve is kind of going in on Linux. But well, yeah, it's ruining the market for like so many different things, like. And they were all kind of, you know, betting the farm with the hopes that it was going to be, like, a thing that would actually, like, start paying off, but it's not. Like, there's no end in sight. There is no profit coming. Even with forcing it into everything, it's still not making any money. It's costing money for everybody. Yeah, but those are a lot of the ones that I play. And also, like, you know, I have friends who play on Linux, and, like, it's every other day I feel like there's, oh, I tried to play this, but, you know, it doesn't really quite run well on Linux, or it doesn't run. It's like, yeah, I know it'll get there, but it ain't there. Oh, that's not the direction I want to go in. You go this way. I think I need to be back up there. Like, at the end of the day, there was a time when I would have been a lot more inclined to, like, troubleshoot things a lot, whatnot, but, like, Linux requires more effort from me on a day-to-day basis than I am willing to give as of yet. As soon as Linux becomes more convenient to use, oh, I gotta go back up, than Windows, even with Windows flaws, then I will swap, right? Well, a lot of this was like, okay, so here's the wild thing. A lot of it is tech bros being kind of morons. Like, a lot of them have convinced themselves that, like, oh, they must be geniuses because they work in tech. But, like, a lot of tech was built on foundations of people who've now been pushed out of tech. Because tech is one of those many things where largely made by women and marginalized people of various types, and then as soon as it started turning or making money, your bog standard men saw that, wanted the money, and they moved in and they pushed everybody else out. You can actually go watch, there's a pretty good video I think somewhere, I'll have to see if I can dig it up, on like the hiring practices for coders. You know, because coding used to be a woman's industry. And then there's like some kind of company that decided they wanted to change that, and so they rewrote the rules on what the ideal programmer looks like to be like, you know, a specific type of guy. And then all of a sudden, programming was a men's deal, right? So yeah, a lot of the modern day tech dudes are not actually that good at tech. They are standing on the shoulders of giants, and they do not know what they have. And then also, like, some policies that companies like Google and the other FANG companies and whatnot had, which probably was a good idea at the time, but, like, nobody adjusted it over time, is stuff like, okay, the Adobe Animate thing that was going on, right? It turned out the whole thing was caused because they couldn't figure out any new, anything new to put into Adobe Animate. Like, they were at a loss of new features to put into it. So instead of just letting it sit there and be a perfectly fine product, right? No, we gotta rebuild it. I gotta figure out Window Base Camp, Miners of Winter Village. How do I get back down here? But yeah, a lot of it also is just misogyny. Like, it's kind of fucking wild how much of it is just misogyny. Because, you know, a lot of these things were built by women. And then, you know, men just wanted a piece of the pie. And then, of course, as soon as they got there, they didn't want to learn, like, why the thing works so well. They're like, yeah, I can just keep running it. And they just assumed they knew how to run it. And then they gutted everything that made it work. Like, people used to have a hiring system that was, like, specifically weighted to try to find people that are normally excluded from a lot of tech company stuff. Those people built the Google that everybody knows and loves, right? And then they got rid of that and they started hiring like every other tech company in the Bay Area, right? And lo and behold, the enshittification of Google began. Okay, I don't think I had this area before. Yeah, like, okay, so I used to work for a, I did a very short stint as a contractor for a company that did work for Google, right? There was a thing with Google where if you've ever wondered why they keep breaking things that work just fine, is you can't get a promotion at Google unless you make something new or add a new feature or you reinvent the wheel. So a lot of times what will happen is Google will make a perfectly fine thing that everybody loves using. New guy will come in, he needs a promotion and he wants it, and so to get something under his belt, he will can the original thing and then wait a little while and then roll out a completely different version of it. The new version may be as good as it was before, it may be something actually worse, but it doesn't matter. He's an innovator, he made a new thing. And therefore, or, you know, changed the UI. Or, you know, did that, this or that, right? And, yeah, and then he gets promoted, and then nobody has to maintain or build on his thing again, and the cycle continues. Well, the thing is, they keep trying to do stuff with Gmail, actually. They are slowly and quietly breaking it. A big thing that's coming now is YouTube's trying to test the waters on making it to where on a browser even, if you tab out of the video or tab to another window, it'll stop playing the video. And it's like, okay, do you guys know what people use YouTube for anymore these days? Because, this map is so hard to navigate because this area is like under that plateau, and because there's no way to like cycle through the layers, it'd be hard to tell what I'm looking at. Okay, but this just take me to the limestone cave. Okay, I thought there was maybe a round. Well, yeah, that's one of the reasons why I'm on Firefox and I moved off of Chrome, because Chrome is trying to break all of the ad block at a browser level. But because I'm on Firefox, my uBlock origin still works great. I haven't seen a YouTube ad in years. In fact, the only time I see them now is Discord embeds, if I forget. Okay, so I can't go any further along here. There's like two things down here, but I have no idea how to get to them. I mean, a big part of it is that, Raven. Like, there is complexity and nuance involved there, but also, at the end of the day, it kind of is just that. I mean, uBlock's still working fine for me, Homer.
どこまでも行けそうだ。
I don't remember what all I've done, but I know that I've imported like newer filters and stuff like that into uBlock Origin that it doesn't normally have. Yeah, like there's a couple ways to like stay on top of it that most people don't know or do. Okay. Grenades. Gotta stop. I mean, like, I think I get what you're trying to get at, but I think that's still detracting from like what was going on there. Like, this has happened throughout so much of history before the advent of capitalism, before anything. Like, did you know brewing, like brewing alcohol, used to be a woman's thing? There's a whole long list of industries and technologies and things that were pioneered by women that then men just took over. Hell, fandom. Fandom's a great modern example. It's not even like a money thing there. You know, the archetypal nerd that everybody thinks of is like some Star Trek, you know, watching guy, right? But the first Star Trek fans were women. Women were the ones who organized those first conventions. It was all like, you know, middle-aged women writing fanfics and setting up communities and whatnot. Do you think men are going out there setting up communities? Are going through the effort of like contacting people and organizing stuff? Nah. Like the first Star Trek fandom stuff was all like women thirsting over Spock and Kirk. And then they got conventions and they made outfits, they did cosplay and whatnot. A lot of early tabletop RPG stuff was also women, and Gary Gygax was a massive misogynist and did everything he possibly could to erase their contributions and presence. I was actually literally reading about a woman who was like really big in the early industry stuff, and I wish I could remember her name off the top of my head. And he like would publicly praise her until he found out she was a woman, and then he started, you know, bashing everything she made. Well, okay, so notably, even more important than that, Homer, programming and coding was a woman's job because it came out of knitting. The first programmers were all knitters because it was a similar skill set. It was knowing how to work with patterns and to work, you know, on small stuff that built into a much larger system. Yep. I'll have to see if I can find that one thing that was talking about, like, specifically how a hiring consulting firm made an archetypal programmer man to look for to hire, and then fed that to all the tech companies at the time, and it basically within like 5 years programming jobs went from a woman-dominated field to men-dominated, and it was literally just because programming was starting to make money. Men didn't care when it was a relatively low-paid job, but once it started making serious money, now they gotta have a slice of that pie. And I worked in tech for 12 years. Men still to this day in that industry believe that women just can't do the job or undermine them at every step. I ran into so much misogyny in that field. And the thing is that the men who join up with that will then turn around and take evidence of the fact that they took over the industry as well, obviously it's a men's, men are more suited for it. Look at how many men are in the industry. So yeah, you used your patriarchal power in society to take it over and make it yours now. Of course there's more men. You changed all the hiring practices to discriminate against women. When you go around telling companies the ideal programmer is some bearded guy in a flannel or whatever, who's antisocial, and doesn't make good connections with people in the office, which was part of the original brief, by the way, then yeah, that's going to exclude a lot of the women who tend to be pretty good at office networking and tend to also be very, kept together because they have to be in the office environment, right? It's so much stuff. Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where, they're trying to treat the symptom, but we live in a patriarchal system, right? And as long as that's the case, this is going to keep happening. Because men in a patriarchal system don't have to work for things. They can just take over what everybody else does. So many great men of history, you dig into what they, did, and it's like, oh yeah, well their wife also, did half the work, and also kept the house going, and everything else. And it's not to say that, men are incapable of doing this kind of stuff, but, it's a lot easier to be, some kind of genius in your field when your wife is doing, 70% of everything for you. You just got to pitch in that last little 30%, or even 20%, sometimes even 10. And sometimes you do nothing at all, and you steal a woman's research, and you get named the father of DNA. Yep, Seraph, that was a big part of it. Also, if you've ever wondered why Myers-Briggs tests are so popular in a corporate environment, one, very easy to discriminate against women with it, and two, heavily racist and eugenics oriented thing. It is not a scientific system. It was invented by a racist author woman who wrote books about, how it's okay to kill yourself if you have any kind of black ancestry in your family. Not even kidding. Oh no, yeah. Raven, this is something that actively happens today and has happened countless times through history. Oh yeah, sorry, Raven. Is it cool if I continue explaining on that, or would you prefer we change the subject on that? I sometimes get a little ahead of myself, and I apologize for that. Okay. So, if you've never looked up the history of the Myers-Briggs personality test, the, INTJ and whatnot, or INFP and all that, right, that people bandy around as, BuzzFeed quizzes, that was made by a racist white woman who had no scientific backing whatsoever, not even, a mathematics background. Her sole claim to fame was being a detective author, or author of detective novels, and at least one of her novels was about a group of detectives who investigate a white family that commits suicide, and they're trying to figure out why, and then they eventually discover that, the family found out that they had a black ancestor a couple generations back, and so they killed themselves to prevent themselves from polluting the gene pool. And the detectives all agree this was a wise move, and case closed. Horoscopes have a different history, but they often can get used for that kind of stuff too. Also, Myers-Briggs was adopted really heavily by the corporate world because it's a way of choosing an ideal worker and separating people out into categories. Corporos love that kind of shit. And so, you could be like, oh, well, yeah, we just, fired you because you're the wrong Myers-Briggs or whatever. And that's not a federally protected category, so, they can dress it up in other ways and pretend that it's totally fair and, fine to do that. And why does Myers-Briggs continue to exist? Well, they charge you for the testing and for to be licensed to get official results and whatnot. And they charge several grand each. It's a huge racket. No, exactly. And that's the thing is, too, like, the lady who invented it, she made no bones about that's what she was trying to do. Hi, cat. But yeah, so, like, Myers-Briggs is popular in the corporate world because, like, they can also, you know, be like, oh, hey, these particular self-reported character traits are more inclined to, or like more common in people who might unionize or, you know, do some kind of collectivist bargaining or something like that, right? Now we can just, you know, stamp that out ASAP. Easy peasy, baby. There's a whole lot of stuff, right, that all interconnects. Let's see. And like, it's worth noting, eugenics was and continues to be, well, yeah, adorable, but that's kind of not the point, right? It doesn't matter if it's actually an accurate predictor of who will unionize. Using it as a threat is kind of part of it. Because like I said, not a federally protected category. They can use it to discriminate against you in the workplace on the sly. Hello. Bonk. Yeah. Also, the workplace people believe it. Like, it doesn't matter if it's true or not. If the corpos believe it, that's all that matters. Yeah, no, that's another point. Also, like, there's a lot of, like, you know, personality traits that change depending on who's, like, talking about it, whether you're talking about yourself or talking about somebody else, right? And also the way that men value certain traits over women as a general grouping, right? Or the same trait present in men might be lauded and then, you know, derided when it's in women. It all connects. Ooh. Increase the casting speed of Forma. That's pretty neat. Oh yeah, I think I got hit with that as well, but I don't remember what it did. Also, I think I ran right past thing. Oh, it's just Deathblight? Okay. But yeah, anywho, sorry to go on a big tangent. Yeah, no, that's the thing, right? A woman in the office place who's confident and speaks her mind, well, that's a danger. A man who does it, well, he's just take charge. He's a go-getter. Just went right past it. Is it above where this is? Or if I just keep going right past it? Yeah, it's got to be above. Okay. Let's go here. Like, fun thing. When I came out at work, right? I was in the middle of training a guy. And, like, within a month or two, that guy went from, you know, going along with everything I was telling him because I was obviously the expert and he was, you know, new to the job, wanted to learn, right? As soon as I was out for a month or two and I started, like, you know, dressing as myself and presenting whatnot, right? Suddenly it's like, no, I don't think that's how that works. Nah, I'm pretty sure you're wrong on that. Or I'm going to do it my way. You just let me do it my way. And he made so much extra work for everybody in the department because he refused to listen to me. Like, he did... Okay, so here's an example. I was a fiber engineer at the time, right? And a lot of my job involved mapping out stuff in a geospatial database. We used ArcGIS, I believe. Was it ArcGIS? It might have been. It's been long enough I don't remember quite right? But anywho, one of our clients was a power company. And their whole deal is they had a deal with us where they had to put fiber optics in all of their substations and connect them all together. The company I was working for would do that work and manage and maintain it, and then they would just pay us a bunch of money. Pretty easy setup, right? Because they're a power company, and they're not allowed to be in the internet business anymore, which is what they originally did. So when Congress said, no, you can't be an internet company and a power company because you're a public utility, they spun off the internet part into its own thing. That got gobbled up by the company I was working for, yada yada. Anyway, a problem we would run into with this client is they would it was meant to be a partnership situation, and they were meant to defer to our, like, you know, understanding on important, like, internet stuff, and we would defer to them on, like, electrical stuff, right? But they would continuously get it in their heads that they knew better on how to do what we were doing, right? So what would happen is when you're mapping their stuff out, all we cared about at the time was the fiber optic lines. That's what we care about. So the only interruptions on a line of cable would be splice points, the places where you go in and you add stuff in or connect it to other stuff, right? Let's see, I'm just climbing up around here. And so that's all we would map. They would want us to map each and every pole along an electrical line. Because one of the things they got to do as a power company is they could put fiber lines in the same corridors as electrical cables, which normally you're not allowed to do, but they were allowed to do it. And it was actually pretty convenient and pretty helpful for them, right? And they would want to map every single pole. The problem is our database didn't run the fastest if you kept adding more objects to load. And they were completely pointless objects. You could see them on the Google Map, like, you know, database that we pulled in. You could just physically see them on the satellite view, and we didn't need to know they were there. Nothing about our work needed to know they were there, unless there was a splice point on it, right? But they're like, no, we want to see every single pole mapped. And it didn't make any sense because their database was already mapping all the poles. The system we were using was not built to do that. And I told him, I'm like, they're going to insist you do the polls. You just ignore them. You're not required to listen to them. You're not required to do everything they say. Hey, Asmina, you know, you can just say no. They're not your boss. And on matters like this, you do not have to defer to them in the slightest. And then he just started putting polls down in every single spot. Yeah, Raven, you get it. And yeah, and guess what? When COVID hit, I got let go and laid off with the rest of the layoffs, and he took over my job. And I guarantee you he did it worse than I did. And I had been in the middle of rebuilding a region that everybody had fucked over for a decade. The local, like, guys in the field who worked that area loved me. They're like, oh, we always thought your department, like, was pointless because your coworkers, your predecessors never did anything for us that was worth a damn. We kept all our own notes. We did all of our own things. I was the only one who actually, like, hey, I need to get your notes into the system. Like, we can't be having this, like, double information thing. And yeah, I was close to finally getting that in the running state, and then they let me go because, well, you know, this other guy's got 20 years of experience. Does he have experience doing this? No. But he's old, and he talks authoritatively, and he's an asshole. And the new boss I had gotten just previously gave every woman in my department a 0 on our employee evaluations because he was a misogynist prick. And he just flat out refused to see that we were doing work of any sort. God, you want to know something wild? When I came out at work and I got invited to the ladies' lunches, because like all the girls on the team I was in, like we're doing lunches and stuff together, and they started inviting me almost immediately. We started comparing paychecks, and we realized that I was the only quote-unquote guy on the team before I came out who was getting paid like the women. I was getting the 30% less pay. It's like, thank you affirming misogyny, I suppose. And the whole time I was getting paid less, I had been fighting for the women on the team to get paid more because I knew they were getting paid poorly. I just didn't realize I was getting paid the exact same. Riverside Church ruins. I did that area. I'm trying to see like what I haven't done on the map. They've got these two things, but I don't know where they're at. By the way, that was for Zayo, if you've ever heard of them. And they made a big deal about how they were really big on diversity and making sure there was, equality at work. God, it was so funny how, like, comically misogynistic my own little division of the fiber engineering team was at the time. Every woman on that team was the hardest working and the most expert in that position, had like done incredible work. Every guy that I had the opportunity to work alongside with on that team sucked ass. I worked with a guy who like half-assed everything he did, made everybody's jobs harder. I worked with another guy who just would refuse to answer you. If he didn't know that, like, if he didn't have an easy answer on hand, he would have to go look for it. He just wouldn't look. He'd just say, I don't know. Or I don't think that information's out there. And then I'd find it like, a week later and it'd be like, buddy, it was like literally in your folder. Yeah, it's kind of crazy too, cause like when you're trans in the office, then you get both the misogyny. I mean, you get the trans misogyny, right? And we know for a fact that tends to hit trans women a bit harder than it does trans guys. And that shit's pernicious. There's a reason that the leaders of a bunch of trans organizations in the U.S. or highly placed people are all like trans guys or TME NBs, and then trans women get paid less and get hired less, a lot less. Okay, I can't go down through there. How do I get over there otherwise? Can I float like a butterfly, sting like a bee? Dang it. The last job I had before I was basically like blacklisted in the industry and couldn't get a single callback ended because I got fired because the guy that I was working under, who was my mentor and whatnot, he would tell me one thing and then he would turn around and tell an opposite thing to our boss, and basically made up a whole bunch of stories about me. And claimed that I was, lying and skirting work and whatnot. And then by the time I found out about it, I logged into work one morning and was told via email, your offboarding request has been processed. And I never got a chance to speak up for myself. I was just pulled into a meeting with him and our boss, and he's just like, you lied to me, you lied to everybody. And he just set the narrative, and I couldn't ever get past it. Also, Raven, you want to start putting a space in between trans and woman there? Nah, I can open this door.
便利な道になるかもしれない。君は何に興味を持つのかな?
Can I make the jump? I can! Huzzah! Also, like, I want you to know the boss in question at that job was a woman who told me time and time again that they would never just fire me out of the blue and would work with me if my disabilities were causing an issue. And during the exit interview, when I was like a sobbing mess, she's like, "Oh well, it's not a big deal. You'll find work again super quick. You know, I'll write you a recommendation." Never did that. Never got another job. I sent off hundreds of resumes, and the one or two interviews I managed to get, all were basically like, "Oh well, you know, you're gonna have to come into the office during COVID," and even though we advertised this as a remote job, and I didn't have a car at the time because my shitty roommate was using my car. So yeah. And that's why I'm now a streamer and an author, because those are positions where I don't have to rely on hiring managers. I just have to deal with, like, you know, generalized transphobia and misogyny and whatnot. I don't have to deal with, you know, corporate on top of that. Because get this, if you work for a corporate job in America, you could just kind of be fired for being trans. They'll say it's not for that. They'll invent a whole bunch of reasons why it's not for that, but it's for that. It's the same way that racism thrives. It's the same way a whole bunch of other shit thrives, right? You know, it's funny because we've been watching Fate Strange Fake, right? On Saturdays. And Pralati being a trans woman who can't die is kind of so fitting. She dies over and over again, but she just keeps getting back up. And it's like, yeah, that would be the ultimate superpower for a trans woman, wouldn't it? Like, people won't stop killing you, but hey, at least you get to get back up afterwards. We're pretty good at that. A lot of us get real good at salvaging whatever we can from, you know, whatever pieces we can. I feel like there's another path down below. Nope. Yeah, like if you're in a position to kind of just boy mode at work, or say nothing, or let people draw whatever conclusions but never confirm anything, do it. Like, I'm normally a very out and proud sort of gal, but safety first. There's no shame in that. Have I gotten this one? Hold up. I mean, the thing is that, like, it very much depends on where you are. I was in Colorado, which is a part of the country that makes a big deal about being so progressive, but is full of, like, hyper-conservative people. I mean, I was working in Boulder, Colorado, aka Cult Town. Boulder was the type of place where they'll still be racist to you, but they'll cover it up in a bunch of very liberal language, right? Yeah, it's always hard to tell, too. Because I thought I was safe at work. Again, you know, my work made a big deal about, like, you know, donating to Pride events and being inclusive and whatnot. And then, you know, when push came to shove, I had not gotten this one. Okay. Yep. So yeah, I would love to be able to say, oh, here's the easy answer, here's how you tell, but there's not. You know, I've seen people who work in, like, you know, the most conservative parts of the country, or parts of the world even, and come out and, like, all their coworkers rally around them and it's fine. And I've seen people in, like, you know, the most supposedly progressive parts of the world turn on you on a dime. Like, it is hard to tell, and it is frustrating in that regard, and I really just wish there was an easy answer. I feel like... Oh, did you find the golem parts? Go. Anywho, I'm gonna step off my soapbox. Oh wait, can I just go along here? Can I do that?
何か見つけたのかい？
Oh, secret area. This is how you get over into this area. Okay. See ya, Quant. But yeah, if there's anything to take away from my little ramble, it's also that, like, knowing what is out there and what you might have to deal with is better than ignorance. Because if you know, then you're more prepared and you won't be caught unawares. Hello. Yeah. And also, like, hey, if you're trans femme and you're recently coming out and starting transitioning and whatnot, if you are at all, like, open at work and whatnot, or even just in life in general, you might be very familiar with, like, misogyny and whatnot, but you may not be necessarily kind of prepared for when it starts applying to you in a direct manner rather than just in the more, like, you know, manner it tends to happen at eggs and people in the closet, right? Because you're often still affected by it without even noticing, right? But it'll become a lot more overt. I remember going to my personal care physician before I came out, and, like, if I had any kind of problem, like if I wasn't sleeping well, shoulders a little sore, he'd prescribe medication or give me some kind of regimen or something like that, take my concerns very seriously and whatnot. As soon as I came out and as soon as I started, like, having visible tits, suddenly all of my issues were just, like, not a big deal. Oh, you can't sleep very well at night all of a sudden? You're, like, really having trouble? You're a woman in her 30s. That just happens. You're just going to have to deal with that. And also, started getting real insistent that I needed to have a breast exam, you know, for breast cancer. I wonder, is there, like... Yeah, he just decided that, no, women in their 30s, they're just tired all the time. No, this was a guy who'd been practicing for you know, a decent bit. He's also, like, young enough that, you know, he shouldn't be talking to me like an old man. But he legitimately started being all like, well, you know, women just aren't as capable as men, kind of thing. Or, you know, women are just prone to all these extra health issues, and yada yada. And it's like, oh, cool. Can I kill you? Can I end your life? Can I say what I want to say? I mean, yeah. The thing is like, yeah, sure, getting screened for breast cancer is important, right? He only brought it up while staring at my chest. And he didn't offer to, like, have, you know, another doctor do it, like a woman doctor or a nurse or something. Raven, that's not normal. It's not a normal thing you should be having to put up with. Yeah, he didn't offer that. No, he wanted to do it personally and insisted on it even. And it was very clear what he wanted. Okay. Let me return to the current era so we can go back to Xenon's era. And I'm sorry it took me 2 hours to loop back around to the main story, but I figured it was kind of important to get a little bit of stuff done. Oh, speak to Jose. Where is she at? Oh, she's in Magma. Okay. Oh yeah, the medical field as a whole is horrifically misogynist and racist. Like, I want to be very emphatic that the racism part is a huge part. The kind of shit that people of color go through when going to the doctor is heinous. The shit that you go through as a woman is heinous, and if you combine the two, it's bad. Yep. Like, just outright myths. And it's shit that, like, you would expect to hear in, like, I don't know, fucking, the Civil War era, and they still peddle it as if it's gospel. Raven, you deserve better. And I'm sending you a lot of hugs. Okay. Oh, this is current era. Maybe Jedwiga will give me a new blood code. Also, I've mastered some blood codes. I should talk to Lavinia.
まさかイドリスの死でしかしこの先の未来でも新たな無事に抽出できました。
Oh no.
この力が
Ooh,
滅びを
LP
打ち
drain
払
recovery
う
is kind
一
of
助と
huge.
なることを願います。どうか
Icar gained on dagger hits. LP restored on successful drain attacks. We can move on to a different topic. That is entirely okay. If you're getting uncomfortable, Homer, we can move to something else.
道具買い忘れはないな。
Is it Osmina? That's kind of a bummer. Oh well, nice to have.
監獄島の英雄。私は関わるつもりはない。お前もそのつもりでいろ。石を持ってこ。まったく面倒だ。
Yeah, Doorbell, I get that. Yeah, I don't have bots in my stream. Ba-da-da-da-da. Da-da. Oh, hell yeah. Thank you, Seraph.
成功です。
Okay. Who can I have as a partner in the Sierra? Willpower up, magic attack form up. Defense and balance up. During charge attacks, former speed up. Let's go with Holly.
私にできることがあるなら喜んで。
Okay. So now I gotta go to all the secret labs. So there is one. Here we go, it's over here. Where's the closest teleportation point? Is this it? Yeah, sorry, Homer. Where's the last pin that I've got going? God. How do I get over here? No, we can shift to something else. Let's see, what is it? Oh! I don't know if any of y'all are model kit perverts of any sort. But my good friend Miss Grinda, yeah, I kind of thought about that, but we're getting there, Osmina. That's a mystery to be uncovered. If any of you are a big fan of model kits, Miss Grinda's been talking up the Chinese model kits are insane. She was showing me one called Fenrir that just looks absurd and has like the most absurd like articulation and all these like bells and whistles, and it's like cheaper than fucking. I would have expected it to be $100 more than it is, but it was like $90 or something. And that's $90 if you're getting it imported in the US. If you get it in China, it's $50. Remind me after the stream, and I'll see if I can find a good link or for the YouTube video about it. Okay, I think it's this way. Oh yeah, no, the Chinese model kits are apparently like blowing Bandai out of the water.
昔から雪遊びが好きなの。
Hello. But yeah, also like some of the simple Chinese kits too, they look real fun, and they're like insanely cheap for what you're getting. It's kind of nuts. This should be the right spot, yeah.
どこにたどり着くのかしら。
Yeah.
ご苦労であった。私の分身は研究所の最深部にいるはずだ。ああ、念のため言っておくが、私の分身はエラーを発生させると自動的に自己防衛モードに切り替わる。我々も含めて近づく者を速やかに排除しようとするはずだ。戦
Combat
闘の準備をし
fracas
ておき
most
たまえ。
ferocious.
無論私も協力しよう。少々背中を貸してもらうぞ。
Raven, he's got statues of his dead wife all over his
居
armor.
心地は悪くない。私の偉大さに耐えきれなくなって寿命が縮まないよう気をつけたまえ。さあ前進しよう。
He is a boat dedicated to the memory of his dead wife, apparently. Alright, what's his blood code like? Pretty good stats. Attack and defensive in sunny weather. Distributes burden. Oh, interesting. That's fascinating. Oh, that reminds me. Raven, if you didn't see his musical number, you've got to see his musical number. Hold up. Because I put it as a highlight. I can link it. Here we go. But there you go. If you just want Xenon's musical number from last night, there you are. Okay. This map is mean. What is this combat noises? Oh, he's got a cool halberd. Hey, Nia. More uncanny stones. Doing not too shabby. Halberd. He's a halberd guy. And honestly, his blood code is kind of perfect for one of the halberds I was looking at. God, Jesus. Okay. Just play it nice and cautious. Did he just go ooh-wah? Get you a mad scientist who goes ooh-wah. Breath of Thunder, ooh. Also, like, just look at his fucking cape. Guy was mad obsessed with his wife. Well, yeah, understandable. Oh god, another one of these? Okay. Let's go here. Bam. These combat noises? I disagree with that one, but alright. Oh, god damn it. Are you kidding me? Like, if I'd landed a second later.
死んだ者にかける言葉としては奇妙だが楽しめそうだ
Just gonna run past. Yeah, this area is brutal. Yo, that's crazy. Oh, that almost got me. There we go. See you, Nia.
私を見せびらかすため ここからである。
Dang it. There you go.
巻き返そうではないか。
Sorry, I was checking something real quick. Yeah, that makes sense. What are we doing on our blood code? Oh, we're getting close. Oh. Oh, I went for the hardest one at first. Okay, buddy, how long do you want that spell to be for? Music goes hard as hell, though. How do I get that spell? Jesus. Sick though. Ow! There we go. Yeah, I'm overburdened because I'm leveling this blood code.
まずは一つ。研究成果も無事だった。素晴らしい武勇だ。誇りたまえ。私はこうして分身を使い、いくつもの研究を並行して進めているのだが、特に力を入れてきたのは輪廻についての研究だ。こうして私の分身たちに守らせているのはその研究成果なのだよ。イドリスの封印がほころび始めた今、一つも失うわけにはいかん。急ぎ次の研究所に向かってくれたまえ。
It's kind of incredible. Also, Raven, did you see the musical? All right, next up. All the way down here. Right. Oh, I'm excited for that. really makes me want to play a halberd build. That might be my new Game Plus build. Might change up my appearance and do some halberd stuff. That'll be sick.
さあ2カ所目だ。速やかに回収を済ませてしまおう。輪廻の封印がほころんでしまった以上、こちらも早急に手を打たなければならない。イドリスのような時間稼ぎではなく、未来永劫輪廻の脅威を消し去るために。興味がありそうな顔だ。知的好奇心に満ちた表情というのは実に好ましい。しかし今は分身の回収が先決だ。先を急ごう、我が友人よ。
I need to force fem this man. I need to make a MILF out of this man. I'm putting him right up there with Vayne from Grand Blue Fantasy. See, I feel like she'd have some kind of complex about not looking like her wife, though. She'd like spend, you know, a fucking century trying to look like whatever she thinks is the most complimentary to her wife's beauty. But also, a little bit of the wife guy energy is, do I want to marry her or be her a little bit, right? There'd be some good angst there. Is that noise he keeps making? JoJo is fun. Do be warned. Sarah, do you know much about JoJo? Because if nobody warns you about the Nazi in Season 2, you should be warned about the Nazi in Season 2. People tend to gloss over the Part 2 problems, but Part 2 has Nazis as allies and also some trans misogyny. Like, don't get me wrong, I also like, you know, I enjoyed Part 2, but oh, I hate Stroheim so much. Well, a lot of that is because when it was written, Japan was still very much not the keenest about talking about what was wrong with World War II. And, you know, they were allied with the Nazis. And so, mangaka of a certain generation would not have necessarily been the most inclined to be judgmental to the Nazis. That doesn't excuse the behavior, but, you know, it's good to kind of know that that's probably why, right? Yeah. Because Part 2 was written in, like, the 80s? I mean, he dies in the siege of Stalingrad or whatever. He's literally only a Season 2 problem. Or Part 2 problem. Yeah, but in the grand scheme of JoJo, he's not present for all that much. He's present for part 2. Which you can also skip part 2. I think part 4 is potentially my favorite. Part 3 is like the classic that everybody gets into, and I think that one is really fun. But I think that's the Yu Yu Hakusho. But yeah, I think Josuke is kind of the best JoJo. At least for the arcs I've seen. I have not watched Jolene's part yet. Jolene will probably be my favorite, but... Part 5 I also enjoyed, but I think Part 4 has a better narrative, you know what I mean? Part 5 also has some fascinating things going on with Doppio's gender. Part 4 is also when Araki switched over to his new art style, and I think it's a better art style. But yeah, something to bear in mind if you go and engage with JoJo is that the manga started running in like the 80s, and reflective of its time. And I think it is good on the whole, but you have to definitely measure it against that metric. I also think it's important to know that Araki is one of the mangaka that capes for the Rurouni Kenshin guy. And so that does really kind of lower my enjoyment of JoJo as a whole. But complicated. I have heard good things about the newest part. The fact that there is a trans girl in it who's on hormones is pretty good. And I've heard she's treated rather well considering. Not to mention just a trans girl, but a Hawaiian trans girl. That's pretty cool. You don't get to see that very often. Yeah, and I also do think it is kind of funny that the first trans guy to show up in a Shonen Jump thing was because they wouldn't let Araki give Jolene a girlfriend, and he already had. So the character got changed to be a guy, but just basically transitioned off screen. I don't know that I would call Araki the best on that front. I think he likes queer characters and tries, but he is also, you know, a man of his generation. I think he himself has some kind of some vibes. I am not sure where I'm going in this lab. Araki's also the guy who, in his guide on how to write manga, is like, you know, if you want to have a romance in your manga that's about men, you don't have to add a woman. You could just have the romance be between the men. It's like, okay, okay. Where am I going? This is not a good level to try to do while I'm focusing on chat and running around. Honestly, if it wasn't for his caping for, was it Wada is his name? You know, I would be a lot more kind-spirited towards Araki, but... Is there a hidden door or something? Am I missing something? Sweet. That's the entrance. We go down here. I think JoJo is also one of those things that is kind of not a bad idea to engage with because of how culturally relevant it is. Because everything references JoJo. Like, it is such a monumentally big part of a whole lot of culture. Yeah, it's important media. I think be critical of its flaws, be critical of its issues, but also, you know, it's worth experiencing and knowing. There's a lot of fascinating history that goes into that. Okay, do I have to go up here? Is there some... Oh, it's over here. I'm dumb. Yeah. and I think by and large it's pretty good. It's wild too because like Joseph, the JoJo of Part 2, is also like the scummiest of any of the Joestars. I like Joseph, but also Jesus Christ. Oh, the music's loud. Joseph's a scumbag. It's a nasty combo. Jeez Louise, where do I get these spells?
これで2つ。君は実に優秀な人物だ。今後も力を貸してもらうことになるだろう。故に、リンネについて、現時点で私が知っていることを話しておこうと思う。それでは講義を始めよう。まずは吸血鬼という種について語らねばならない。
I love this guy so much.
知っての通り、吸血鬼の寿命は非常に長い。数百年、数千年は当たり前のように生きていられる。しかしだ、歴史に名を残す始祖と呼ばれる吸血鬼たちはまさに永遠と言って良い寿命を持っていた。人間の尺度では誤差のようなものかもしれないが、永遠と数千年では全く違うことはわかるだろう。始祖たちと近世の吸血鬼たちとではその寿命に大きな差がある。これはなぜか。答えを告げよう。歴史上どこかのタイミングで吸血鬼はせいぜい数千年しか生きられなくなったのだよ。いや、数千年しか生きることを許されなくなったと言うべきか。さて、続きは次回としよう。しかし忘れないでおきたまえ。吸血鬼には生まれつき寿命が設定されるようになったのだよ。明確な思惑のもとにな。
Interesting. I like Xenon. I can't not like Xenon. He's fun. What a fascinating character. What if the most unhinged wife guy? Well, no, he's saying that, like, Revenants used to be properly immortal, and now for some reason they're not. All of them have some limit on their lifespans, and it is artificially imposed. And now that combined with Gobbo's whole thing? There's something going on there. Oh yeah, Raven, we killed him. Yeah, but Gobbo was part of an organization. He wasn't a singular figure. He was part of the Bureau, and he was presumably doing what the Bureau intended. Yeah. Gobbo was human. There's no way he could have been, like, a huge problem in our current year if he'd just been alone. Right?
This この辺境域をよく走り回ってくれた。ここまで観察してきたが、 どうやら君という可能性は重要になりそうだ。分身の回収を済ませよう。仕事が済んだら君に託したいものがある。これ以上は看過できん。
Yeah, but Gobbo's just, you know, a symptom. He's part of a system. And you gotta tackle that system at its root. Oh, I should try the black hole spell. Keep forgetting to try that. I mean, he's right. You can't just keep treating the resurgence with its symptoms and not the problem. He's exactly what I was hoping he was gonna be. Somebody who's like trying to figure this out. And it's like, okay, cool, cool, cool. Because if we figure this out, then nobody's gotta die to seal the resurgence. And that means we save the wives. We save his wife, we save my wife. We save everybody's wife. Oh, jeez. That was a bit farther of a fall than I intended. Yeah, like this is a strategic alliance of wife appreciators. Okay, the gravity pull is pretty good, actually. I can see how that spell's going to be really useful. Doesn't do any damage, though. These little combat sounds. Okay, it has a set range. Oh! Oh, jeez. Did not meant this to fall that far, but alright. Oh, that does damage when you detonate it. Okay. It does some solid damage, too. I've heard that you get an accessory from him for your character creator. If you do all of his bond stuff. And the same for, like, other characters. So New Game Plus is going to go wild with fashion. Let's activate this, and then let's go. Wait, what?
すべての研究資料を回収できた。礼を言うぞ、我が友人よ。さて、輪廻についての講義の途中であったな。続きを語ろう。吸血鬼に寿命が設定されているという話はしただろう。問題はなぜそんな必要があったのかだ。かつて私はある発見をした。吸血鬼の個体数が増えるほどに全ての吸血鬼の血の力がわずかずつ活性化していくという発見だ。吸血鬼の数が増えれば増えるほど全体の血の力は増していく。そしてその力が一個体のうちに収まらなくなった時、吸血鬼の肉体は変質し、その力は外へ放出される。この現象こそが輪廻の正体。吸血鬼が増えすぎたことによって生じる災害なのだ。はるか昔、始祖と呼ばれた吸血鬼たちはこの事実に気づいたのだろう。だからこそ吸血鬼には寿命が設定されるようになった。輪廻を防ぐために個体数を調整する必要があったからだ。ゼノンパスを渡したまえ。ゼノンパスをアップグレードした。これで君は最上位の権限を手にしたことになる。
Oh, fuck yeah.
奇妙なことに、君が持つそのゼノンパスは私の部屋にいた我が眷属に発行したものとナンバーが同じでね。ナンバーの重複はありえない。偽造も不可能だ。外から来た君が部屋の中の眷属から奪ったはずもない。つまり同じものが2つあることになるのだ。そして君の持つゼノンパスはおよそ100年程度の経年劣化が見て取れる。君の、いや君たちという可能性は私にとって極めて重要なものになると判断した。手を
You'll
出
get
し
some
た
food,
まえ。
Raven.
はっよっせいむーはーつい張り切ってしまった。君たちへの礼だ。必要な時はいつでも私を頼りたまえ。では私はこれにて失礼する。君たちが回収してくれた研究成果をまとめ直さねばならない。この可能性を私は希望に変えてみせる。君たちも精一杯希望に手を伸ばしたまえ。さらばだ。
ゼノングリフゴート、嵐のような方でしたね。今後についてお話があります。宿り木までお越しください。
What a character. What an absolute character.
お疲れ様です。ゼノンさんの依頼、無事に達成できましたね。先ほどアップグレードしてもらったゼノンパス、機能が更新されただけではないようです。以前と違い、ゼノンさんの強い情念が込められています。現在の世界で封印閣に干渉できるほどの。これを使えば英雄ゼノンを解き放つことができるでしょう。しかしゼノンさんが語っていた輪廻の発生源が吸血鬼という事実は、吸血鬼が存在する限り輪廻という脅威も消えない。本当にそうなのだとしたら、すみません。私たちが迷ってはいけませんよね。これは世界の命運を左右する使命。確実な手段を取るべきです。現在の世界に戻りましょう。 ラビニア様に報告しなくては。
Okay, do we do the Xenon fight now? Or do we save that for next stream? I'm willing to push a little bit ahead. But it's right there, homie. It's right there. I can see
時
it.
間移動に成功しました。
Yeah, but tomorrow's gonna be woo-wa. And I won't get to see what happens next in this part. So it won't let me jump here, which is wild. So how am I not... Oh, I did max it out. I didn't even notice. Okay. I'll call the stream here tonight. Raven, okay, well now I definitely have to for Raven. Yeah, we'll go ahead and call it for tonight. Tomorrow we're gonna do Withering Waves and pull for Meath. And I have enough to hit Pity already. So if I lose the 50-50, it'll be rough, but if I don't lose the 50-50, we'll get her on the first shot. And we'll have plenty left over for weapon pulls. Oh, Doc, you're gonna be on a different region than me. Mornier's already not up on the thing right now. For me, she's already gone. But yeah, thank you all. This was a fun stream. Had a good time, and I will catch you all tomorrow. Take care.